Sometimes change is good, and in the case of the Indiana Pacers, team president Larry Bird felt as though it was the best decision for the team, and so he let Frank Vogel go after 5 seasons. The Pacers had a 58% win percentage under Vogel. How do you guys feel about this move?
I think that Larry Bird doesn't realize the roster that he saddled Frank Vogel with, which isn't very good outside of Paul George and Miles Turner. I also think it's weird that he talks about that the voice issue, that there's a voice in the locker room issue where the guys get used to the voice. There's only a couple of guys in there that have been in that locker room for the entire time that Vogel's been in there. And he talks about how in Boston, Red Auerbach would switch guys. Well, yeah, he switched Casey Jones or fired Casey Jones and replaced him with Jimmy Rogers after Jones had gone to 4 finals. And Rodgers got knocked out in the first 2 rounds. It seems like he just conveniently forgot that part of it.
He made an excuse because Frank Vogel, he was never in his corner.
Right.
And you could clearly tell when he said that Frank Vogel practically begged for his job, begged for Larry Bird not to have his press conference.
Which is BS.
Complete BS. Why would you do that to somebody that has earned more than what you gave him in value? I mean, he can make any decision he wants because he's in charge of things, but that was awful. The way that he dealt that out to Frank Vogel. That was terrible by Larry Bird.
I'll leave it to others to defend the quality of Frank Vogel's coaching. I will just point out Larry Bird's own reason, his own analysis doesn't hold up under its own weight. It makes no sense. George, you point out, only George Hill, Paul George, and Jan Mahimi have been there the entire time that the Vogel's been there to get tired of his voice. Everyone else is new. They couldn't have gotten tired of his voice. The other thing is, it flies in the face of Phil Jackson's career, or what Greg Popovich is doing right now, or Rick Carlisle for that matter, men that have spent many years, successful years, with the same franchise, with the same team. It just, many people say you shouldn't criticize a legend, and Larry is a legend, but I can analyze the words you have given us, and whether or not they make sense, they make no sense.
Well, we could criticize Larry Bird as an executive. I mean, as a player, it's hard to criticize him, but as an executive, he's made some questionable moves. It's pretty. You gave Monte Ellis a 4-year deal worth $44 million when his game is predicated on speed and burst, and he seems to have lost some of that. That's a problem.
Maybe you want something different than what Vogel does. Maybe you want an offense, but the reason you gave that he want to change the locker room, that doesn't make sense.
Right, but he didn't even run that by Paul George.
Exactly. Right. And then he fired him over the phone?
Right, that's weird.
Didn't even do it face-to-face?
Sounds like breaking up with somebody over text.
Yeah.
Are you speaking from experience?
Oh.
I might be.